These are the lesson 15.6 notes from the Advanced 1 book, plus the key ideas from 15.5. 15.5 is about percent change. The percent that something changes is the percent that a quantity changes from the original amount. This whole idea is all tied into what a percent is. In order to find a percent, you take the part and you divide by the whole. So if you want to find the percent that something changes, then you take the amount of change or the part of change and you divide by the whole or original amount. So if you want to find a percent of increase, if something is increasing, then the new amount is bigger than the original amount. So you would subtract and you would find out how much it changed. And then you divide by that original and it gives you the percent of the increase. Maybe you would want to know percent increase anytime you are like practicing a sport and you want to see how much better you've gotten, or you are studying hard for a test and you want to see how much better you're doing on your tests. If you have a business and you want to see how much your business has grown, it's a really helpful thing to know, not just a number amount, but a percentage amount that something has grown. And along the same lines, if you want to know the percent decrease, then the new amount is going to be smaller than the original. So you're always going to take the bigger number and subtract the smaller number, and then you divide by the original. That's like the whole, and it will give you a percentage of increase or a percentage of decrease. And so if you just keep that big idea that you're looking for a part divided by a whole to give you a percent, it can guide you to that idea. All right. Then lesson 15.6 is about markups and discounts. Right? So the vocabulary from there is that a discount is a decrease in the original price of an item. You know that when you go to a store and something is marked down, that's a discount. Sometimes you get a coupon for that. Sometimes it's marked on the tag. Then a related idea is that to make a profit, stores charge more than what they pay for an item. And the increase from what the store pays to the selling price is called a markup. That makes sense. There are other times that we use the same idea as a markup. You calculate it the same way, even though it's not a markup. Some other ways we use that added on amount is when we're calculating sales tax. So tax is always a percentage that we add on. Sometimes shipping is a percentage. Sometimes shipping is just a flat fee, and sometimes it's a range, but occasionally that might be a percentage. Another example that we run into a lot is when we're giving a tip. When you tip, sometimes you give your pizza guy $5 or $3 or whatever. But if you are at a restaurant, you usually add a percentage on. It might be 15% or 20%. So tip is a way that we add on. Okay. All right. So we have, I think, 3 examples. The first example is when you are trying to find a sale price. Right? So we've got the original price of these shorts is $35, and we want to know what the sale price is. So we have 2 strategies. The first strategy is to find the discount. All right, so if we are finding 25% off, so we would do 25% of $35. So that's the amount of the discount. And I know that my calculator wants me to change that percent into a decimal. And of means to multiply 35. And I grab my calculator and I multiply those together, and it is $8.75. That's the amount of the discount. That's the amount off. So then I would take the $35 original price, and subtract the $8.75. And I find that my new price is $26.25. Okay, you can do that. That makes sense. Method 2 is much more efficient because if you first find the percent of the original price, meaning instead of, let's see how I want to say it. If it is, 25% off, then you are going to pay 75%. Right? Does that make sense? Look at the discount and think about how much you're going to pay of the original price rather than how much you're going to take off. So I'm going to pay 75%. So now I can take 75% of $35, 0.75 times 35 is $26.25. And you only have to do one step, all right? This is so useful. If you are at a store and you see a sales sign and it says something is 30% off or something's 40% off, you kind of want to do a little estimating. Usually what I do is I take the amount, the ticket price, the original price, and I kind of round that either to the nearest whole number, or I might even round it up so that it's an easy number to work with. And then I do this method too. I find out, well, if it's 40% off, that means I'm going to pay 60%. So I can take 60%, or even I can take 6 times the original price, and it will tell me the new sale price. And it just gives me an idea of, oh, yeah, that's a pretty good deal. I want to buy that. Or, nah, that's still too expensive. All right. You can do it either way, but this will save you some time. Okay. You have a U-try here where you have the original price of a skateboard being $50. The sale price, it's 20% off, and I want to know what the sale price is. In example 2, now we're finding an original price. So I have this lovely pair of tennis shoes. Let's see, it says that they are $33 now, and they are 40% off. So I want to know what the original price is. Okay, so I'm going to use kind of like method 2 here. I'm going to say, well, if it's 40% off, then that must mean I'm paying 60%. I'll write that down. 40% off means I am paying 60%. So now I can say 60% of what number is $33. And so you can write that either as an equation or a proportion. I kind of like an equation, so that's what I'm going to do, but you can actually solve it either way. I'm going to change this to 0.60. Of means to multiply. I think I'm just going to use a parentheses. What number, that's my variable, is equals 33. And then I solve that equation by isolating n, divide both sides by 0.60 or 0.6. That cancels out. And I have n equals $55. My shoes were originally $55. When they marked them 40% off, now I'm paying $33. Okay. Maybe we'll do the other one as a proportion so we can see them both ways. All right, and then you have a U-try, which is virtually identical. And then the last one, for example, 3, you are finding a selling price. All right, so now we're going to have a markup. A store pays $70 for a bicycle, and then they're going to mark that up 20%. What is the selling price? Oh, this is a nice one too. Okay, so for method 1, you can find the amount of markup. So that is, let me put it over here, 20% of $70 is what number? Right? And so I can just do 0.2 times 70 equals 14. Okay. And then I have to add. So I've got the $70 that the store paid plus the $14 markup means that they are going to charge $84. Okay? Method 2 is like the other method 2. We're going to take the original price and we're going to add on the markup to equal the total. We're going to do it all in one step. So the original percent is 100 plus the markup is 20%. So that's going to be 120%. Does that make sense? If I take the whole amount plus the amount of the markup, that's going to give me 120% of the $70. So now I can say 120% of $70 equals some number. I have to change this into a decimal. Punch that into your calculator. 1.2 times 70 equals 84. Thank goodness. It would have been pretty embarrassing if it came out wrong. All right? So either way, you get the same answer, but method 2 lets you do it in one step instead of 2 steps. You either have to find the amount of the markup and then add it on, or you take the total as a percent, change it to a decimal, and multiply it in one step. Okay, and then you have a U-try, which you may do either way. And that's the end of your nice short notes.